I believe and I understand that a lot of consultancies will be luring you and saying you to go to New Zealand because it is a great hub for students, masters and PhD students. Well, is it? Today we are breaking out some of the realities as a student who's lived here for 1.5 years with the challenges that persist in New Zealand, and I think you should really know before making that decision. So stay tuned. The cost of living is insane. There's a massive cost of living, especially when it comes to rent, transport, and groceries. In bigger cities such as Auckland and Wellington, you would definitely spend a lot more than what you're expecting as rent cost, as groceries, and as transportation. Transportation is increasing every single year, which is insane. You do get student discount, 25%, but still it's a lot more when it comes to transportation. The second point is work availability. This is a very competitive market, and even for students the market is very competitive. Jobs are there, but it's very scarce, and you need to put in a lot of commitment, a lot of time to apply for jobs. Please do that, and please have your finances strong for at least 2 to 3 months while you arrive to New Zealand, because it is going to be really difficult for you to find a good job here. And when we are talking about work, I have to tell this, please focus on generating a New Zealand soft skills which can be useful here while you're looking for jobs, such as know how to speak basic English, be soft spoken. You should learn how to work in team, but you should also have the ability to single-handedly get any work done when you're told to. You should know how to communicate clearly with your supervisors and mentors. You should be very disciplined, focused, and efficient. These are some of the soft skills that people here in New Zealand like. The other main issue is limited work hours. I have to tell this, that students who are pursuing their masters are allowed to work 25 hours now. Although that would feel really amazing to you on the first hand, superficially, but in reality, the job market is so tight, is so stringent, that you would not get 25 hours of job as a student clearly easily. So what generally happens is employers will provide you with casual work where you'll get work, but they will pay you just for 10 hours of work that you're allowed to do in the week. You'll not even get 25 hours of work in a lot of instances. So what will happen then? You are paid a minimum wage. You don't get to work for 25 hours. Pay wage is very minimum, especially for students, and it ranges from $23 to $27, $28 per hour. But the consultancy will not tell you this. So I thought of making you aware about this situation as well, which is getting low pay rate when you're doing work and getting low hours of work when ideally your visa says that you're allowed to work for 25 hours. Whereas this is very different for PhD students. PhD students are allowed to work full-time, meaning they can do PhD and they can work full-time as well. But even for that, because of the job market, as it is so competitive, you would really need to work hard to find a good job as per your expertise. And please give yourself 2 to 3 months for finding that good job. Another major issue that I've seen is the housing quality. A lot of houses in Auckland, Wellington, and other major cities are old, they are damp, and especially in Wellington, because it is major winter season kind of city, you need to find houses that are well maintained, that have a heater, that are insulated, that have sunlight in them, because a lot of students suffer from asthma or suffer from health diseases due to the mold that is present in the houses, because they don't look into that kind of matter. So housing quality is a big issue here in New Zealand. And if you're finding a house that does not have light and you think that I'll use a heater when it's winter, heating would also cause an escalation of electricity prices, right? So we need to be wary about these kinds of things. And I would still say housing availability, nice housing availability, is a major issue in New Zealand. Another major issue is public transport. So a lot of major cities have public transport. I just feel like Wellington is much more better comparatively than other cities, but I genuinely feel that public transport are expensive, and they do cater a lot of expenses when you're a student. Having said that, they are accessible, at least in Wellington, from my experience. But Auckland, I feel like the public transport is not that great. So, to mitigate that, you need to buy a car. When you're buying a car, that's also expenses that's being added to your list. So, you need to make that mindful decision. Academic pressure is real. Plagiarism is strict here. You have strict deadlines that you have to meet. You have strict rules that the university will ask you your attention, your time when you submit that assignment, when you attend classes. And if you don't, there are a lot of universities that have not accepted students who do not care about their assignments, who are just here to make money. If that is your mindset, what I'd advise you is please don't think that it's that easy in New Zealand. Another issue in New Zealand is the immigration rules. Visa rules often change, and they change per year. If you see and if you compare the differences in visa changes with last year and in 2025, there have been major changes that has happened. So anything is not fixed, and if you're planning a certain pathway while you're coming to New Zealand, in 1 year that pathway might change. So you have to be open to a lot of scenarios when you're coming to New Zealand. Many students misunderstand their after work visa, after study visa requirements. They don't understand it correctly and they face disappointment and hardship. So the other main issue that I see among a lot of people is mental stress because of the weather, the loneliness, the navigation that one has to do alone in this country. So what I'd advise you is build a strong support system, talk to people, see who can be friends with you. Just enjoy your time here in New Zealand, because it is not going to be easy. Every day would not be easy, and every day is not as what you're told back home when people are luring you to come to New Zealand. So with this, I'm pretty sure you're also wanting to know how my life looked like for the past 1.5 years. I am really happy here. The environment is great, my university is great, my work has been going really well. I have been doing my thesis pretty well. There are strict deadlines where I have to meet, and yeah, there have been days where I've been really happy, but I've been really sad because there is a lot of work to do actually. But the people are great, the people are warm. I live in Wellington, so it is an extremely windy city, and a lot of mood of the people is dependent on how the weather is, which is very strange until you really live here. So a lot of people here are dependent on what the weather is. So if there's a great day, a bright day today, people will go out, have fun, go into the beach, just have a good time. Whereas if it is rainy and if it is dusky, people will be sad. So a lot of things has to do with the weather, which is pretty strange, which was pretty strange when I came here. So life for the 1.5 year has been a lot of fun and games. Yeah, it has been really great, and I'm very grateful that I get to experience this. We are living in an apartment which is a 1-bedroom apartment. We pay $400 per week in that apartment, which is pretty expensive. We live near the city, which is really close to my husband's job and my university, which is really great, but it is expensive. And living in the city is really handy when it comes to public transportation. But when you're using public transportation, it is expensive. Like even if you're using that bus for 15 minutes in a peak hour, for that short ride, it would cost you approximately $5 for one way. So for both the sides, two ways, it is sometimes $9, sometimes $10, which is expensive. So living in the city has pros and cons as well. We don't have a car. We just feel like we're living in the city, so we don't need a car right now. So we've not thought about buying a car right now. We pay our own electricity bill, we pay our own internet bill. Our internet bill is approximately $80 a month. Electricity is also $70 to $80 a month, which according to what people have said me is okay-ish, is not that bad. So yeah, that is our fees. So if you've just heard what I just said, you can calculate an average monthly cost for us as two of us living together in a 1 BHK apartment. I feel majority part of the cost is renting, grocery and transportation in New Zealand, and I can speak for Wellington, definitely it is. So I request all of you to be prepared about this. You need to come prepared by at least garnering some soft skills. Be communicative, be able to communicate in English correctly, be confident as a human being, be aware about the environment, be well prepared of what's coming ahead, and I think you'll be fine. I just wanted to make this video because I see a lot of blabbering that happens in social media on how and why New Zealand is a great country and why everyone should come here, but you should also know the other side of it. This might sound extremely rude and extremely direct to you, but I just feel like life would have been very easy had someone told us about the reality of New Zealand. We were said when we came here to New Zealand that everything was great. Ritesh, my husband, had an experience of 8 years in banking and it would be easy for him to get a job. But in reality, it was not. It took him 3 months to get a job, a good job here in New Zealand. So I want you to understand the urgency of understanding the real environment in New Zealand right now. So that is the reason we thought of making this video. I hope you like this. If you like this video and if you want more videos as these, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have any further questions, please feel free to drop that in the comments section. We'll be happy to reply you. Bye. Take care.